All right, everybody, I'm so excited to introduce our final speaker of the night. So our final speaker of the night is Aaron Spivak, and he's the co-founder of Hush Blankets. And his 3 fun facts are, he's been playing hockey for 20 years, and he won an Ontario University championship. All of his front teeth were knocked out by a hockey puck. And he started a cold-pressed juice shop in the basement of his mom's house. Aaron, come on up and share your fuck up.
I'm gonna be straight. I didn't prepare any slides, so. Actually, I got 1, right? 2, oh. Okay, real quick, everyone needs to stand up. Come on, let's go, come on. Oh shit, I gotta stand up, oh my God. All right, stand up. All right, check your phones, pick your phones out. Landon, you've been checking it all night, so you're okay. Okay, check your phone, realize there's nothing important on there, and sit the fuck down. Let's go. All right, some of you are still looking, so there's some important stuff. I'll wait. Cool. My name is Aaron. I started a company called Hush Blankets. You might know us, with my co-founder, Lior, in his second bedroom in 2018. At the time, I was running a cold-pressed juice shop with my 2 brothers and my mom, and we did start in our basement. And there was a point in time where I met my co-founder, and he was showing me the internet. And he's like, dude, you can sell anything, anywhere. And I'm like, what? Show me. You show me that right now, I work for you. No, I'm kidding. You guys know where that's from, right? Okay, cool. It's a true story, though. Yeah, you want this pen? And anyways, I was just fascinated by the idea because I come from the world that if I want to expand my business, I need to spend $300,000, open up a location in Yorkville, which we did, and then pray to God that people come in, and if they don't, then I'm screwed. And then if I want to sell in Mississauga, I got to do the same thing. I got to work my tail off, save up $300,000, and then open it in Mississauga, and then put my hands together and pray. The internet, Shopify, can go anywhere. I can sell anywhere. And he came across this idea of the weighted blanket. Raise your hand if you know what a weighted blanket is. Fuck yeah, right? So there was data that showed us that 300,000 people a month were searching for weighted blankets. So no, I didn't invent the weighted blanket. It's a 112-year-old technology. It's been used in many, many different practices. I did not invent it. I also don't want to be an inventor. I think inventing sucks, no offense. I believe in innovation through iteration. Take something that people love and want and make it better. And we bought every single weighted blanket on the market, and we said, they're too small. The weight goes on my legs. I wake up, I got that weird feeling in my legs. I can't breathe. Can't, have anyone else in my bed because they're too small, and I can only keep it for myself. And it was just a horrible experience. So we said, why don't we make one that's premium, that's easy to wash, that's big enough, and that works? And we launched in 2018, that's a horrible quality image. Me and Lior, and we launched with the idea that people wanted a real solution that works. Our first year, we did $700,000 in sales, working 7 p.m. till 1 in the morning. We had our day jobs, our day businesses. And we thought we were just geniuses, right? Like $700K, easy schmeezy. We're on fire, everybody loves us. Then the next year, we're like, wait a second, our summer sales sucked. No one bought in the summer. So I called all my customers. There was only 1,200, I think, of them, or 1,500 at the time. And I said, a bunch of Susies and Sarahs. I said, Sarah, tell me, you bought 2, May and April, and why wouldn't you buy it again in July? And she's like, Aaron, I love your product, but I gotta be honest, I'm sweating in areas I can't talk to you about. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm soaking. I'm like, Sarah, what do you mean? She's like, I'm soaking, Aaron. I said, okay, I got the picture. So I said, fine. What can I do to help you? She goes, well, make one that cools me down. It's way too hot. It's 30 degrees outside. I'm like, holy shit. There's no one that's made a cooling weighted blanket? Then we skip, I don't want to bore all your time. We do the whole innovation stuff, sewing, stitching. Realize there's no fabric that actually cools you, but everyone on the internet pretends they do. And I found this guy who was willing to produce a custom-made fabric, which we coined as our ICE technology. But he's like, Aaron, you got to buy 30,000 yards. Assuming you don't know fabric at all, it's a fuck ton of material, okay? Can't afford it. No can do. So I said, what am I going to do? And the actual smart guy who won't even come, he wants to be in his house, Lior, goes, Aaron, Kickstarter. I'm like, fuck yeah, Kickstarter, let's go. What is that? And he's like, it's crowdfunding, Aaron. I'm like, perfect, Lior, put me in front of the camera, I'm ripping it. He goes, perfect. So we launched this fabric that we created, which not that little shiny one, it was a different one called the Ice 1.0. We launched on Kickstarter, did $1.5 million in our campaign. We're laughing. Top 10 Canadian campaign of all time. We followed that up with going on Dragon's Den. I don't know if you guys watch Dragon's Den. It's that show. Yeah, okay, cool. You see us on Dragon's Den. We're on fire. We have a killer summer. Basically, we're rich. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. We're rich. That's what we think, at least, right? 2 employees. We're buzzing. I'm going to like King Tap's, getting a beer at 11 o'clock. The server's like, I have your blanket. I'm like, fuck yeah, you do, right? So we're killing it, okay? Then I go to China with a big fat check, and I'm not even joking. Like, you know that movie? What's the movie? With the basketball? Semi-pro. Like, literally with a big check. I'm holding it between my legs. My first time in China, everyone's telling me horror stories, and they're going to kill you and shit. I'm like, no, they're not. I got the check. I'm bringing the check to my supplier. I'm going there to negotiate. I'm there in September. I have this big PO. I need a place for Christmas. I'm so ready for Christmas. My first big Christmas. Let's go. And I get there, and my supplier looks me in the face, and he goes, Aaron, you're going to place the order this week? I'm like, why? Relax. We got to negotiate. And he's like, well, have you ever heard of Golden Week? Raise your hand if you've heard of Golden Week. Yeah, fuck. Right? So Golden Week, for those who don't know what Golden Week, is not golden at all. It's the furthest thing from golden. I think it is golden because it's usually at the beginning, the end of Q3, the beginning of Q4, end of September, beginning of October. And I know it now. And I placed my order the week after Golden Week because I'm doing the math in my head. I'm my first time ordering 12 containers. So I'm shitting I'm not going to spare you the details, but nasty stuff. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, all my money, I worked so hard. I'm going to hand it over to this guy. He's looking me in the face. I'm eating shitty pizza. It's just horrible things are going on. I'm not sleeping properly. Negotiations are 12 hours. And I finally placed its PO a week after Golden Week. And I do the math. I say 6 weeks. My stuff is landed in my warehouse by like November 20th. Black Friday is usually between the 24th and the 29th. So I'll have it before that. I can guarantee Christmas delivery. And I'm pumped up. So let's actually take a step back. I recoined Golden Week, by the way, to YIFI. Stands for YF. Can anyone guess what YF stands for? It means you're fucked. You learn that after, okay? So basically, we're having the best Christmas ever. Okay, we're in the Toronto Star, and so much things are going on. We're pumping sales we never even could think of. We get our office, we're hiring staff. Our Dragon's Den episode airs in the middle of October. I throw a huge banger of a party. I'm puking all over the floor in the morning. Just a crazy, just an incredible sequence, and people are fired up for what we have. And I'm so excited because I got 12 containers on the water, and I'm about to have a once-in-a-lifetime Black Friday. Black Friday hits, record numbers, multi-million-dollar week. I'm freaking out. My dad still thinks my business is a scam. I'm showing him Shopify reports. He doesn't believe it. I'm like, fuck this guy, whatever, you know? And no, you guys know what I mean, right? The fob parents, they don't believe shit, right? And we get to December 11th, which was my internal cutoff. I don't get my shit by December 11th, we got issues. December 11th hits, I'm calling my freight forwarder, who I don't like, so he's not from Canada, but if you guys ever speak to an Eric, ask him if he knows an Aaron, and if he does, hang up the fucking phone, okay? Fuck that guy. And he tells me, Aaron, don't worry. Within 3 days, your stuff is in your warehouse. I'm like, fuck, okay, we're good. I tell my customers, hey, listen, it's going to arrive a day or two before Christmas. I know. Don't worry, it's coming. I've already prepaid the express shipping. I've printed my labels. I'm ready to go. Little do you know, my shit doesn't arrive. Not only did it not arrive, it got flagged for inspection. Customs report says, there's a blanket with bags of sand inside of them, and we need to inspect what that sand is. If you can assume what they thought it was. They thought it was cocaine, people, okay? Co-fucking-cane. That's what they thought. Basically, my stuff doesn't arrive in Christmas. I send out a video message, me and Leo, I'm never going to play. You'll never see it. I don't care about being vulnerable, Marsha. It's never happening. We sit there, we're crying, we're saying, listen, we've got 12,000 customers, okay? 10,500 of them are in Canada. And this was the year the PS4 launched, if you guys remember, who opted out of the PS4 for Jack and Jill and said, kid, you need a blanket. That's also $500. And under the Christmas tree was a little photo Leo and I sent saying, we know we fucked you, but take this as our apology. I promise it's coming. You can imagine how they received that. They didn't receive it as all. They actually, let's get into what happened after that. So aside from the fact that I followed this January with $300,000 in refunds, there was a Facebook group created, because if you can imagine, 12,000 people all sharing one common problem. They get to know each other a little bit. So there was a Facebook group, which no longer exists. I wish I had a screenshot. That was Hush is a Scam. My two buddies here know that group very fucking well. There was 5,000 people in this Facebook group. It was the best Facebook group of all time. I was a member. I enjoyed being a part of it. Every morning, good morning. One guy would post. Guys, I swear to God, he would post a free $25 Tim's gift card spontaneously in the morning to spark conversation. And I'm using it. I'm like, fuck it, right? I'm ready to go. I'm a part of the group. 500 comments. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I can spin this to a positive thing. Definitely not. And they're all coming together. And what happened is because there's a, I want to say some nice things about my business partner. He's a very nice guy, calm, cool, collected, one of the smartest guys in the world. This guy over here is an absolute degenerate. That's why I'm here. And I'm thinking to myself, we got to keep the ads going. Come on. Cash flow makes it grow. Let's go. And I'm pumping ads, and it's working. And I'm starting to have these weird conversations with people in my circle. One with my dad. My dad texts me. My dad's an immigrant. Doesn't text. So like if you text you like okay, you know something's not okay. And he's like, Aaron, okay, dinner tonight? And I'm like, what? So I have a dinner with him, and he goes, Aaron, I got to tell you something about our last name. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? My last name? What happened? Grandpa or something? And he's like, we don't scam people. And I'm like, what makes you think I scammed anyone? This is like February, so I've delivered all the product already. This group is thriving, guys. I just ended it like a year ago. Thriving group. And he goes, Aaron, I read the comments on Facebook. People are messaging me saying that my son is a scam, he's a fraud, he's a piece of shit. I'm like, oh my God, this is getting real. I still kind of ignore it. My buddy comes over, he comes to me, he goes, Aaron, I gotta respect, you had the biggest scam of the year. I'm like, what are you talking about? These are my friends, they're laughing because they know it's true. No lies, guys. I'm like, what do you mean scam? He's like, don't worry, man, respect. I'm like, there's nothing to respect here, man. There's no scam. He's like, I read the comments. So they would have a meetup on our Facebook group at 7 o'clock every night. Someone, if you guys know Google Ads, they would take the ad link, they would post it in the group, and they would go as an army, 4,000 people, and they would leave the most trashy comments you can ever think of. They ruined my ads, so I'd have to relaunch ads 4 or 5 times a day. I am the lowest rated sleep company on BBB in history. I had 7,000 one-star reviews on BBB. I had my Google listing removed 17 times. I just relisted it 2 weeks ago, and some fucker in the group found it and brought it back. From 2019, this guy I've given him like so much free shit, and he's still there's an energy to it. It's a great community. It really is. It's one of the worst parts of the fucking community ever. We were never able to really leverage this community for anything positive whatsoever. And we thought, fuck, right? Anyways, we deliver the product, 15,000 products, so we think. And I'm not going to mention the name because I know some of you guys work at this company. I would never bash anyone you actually know, except for Eric. Fuck him. And we finally get our products in Toronto, 15,000 units. We're fired up. I'm going on Instagram. There wasn't TikTok at the time. I was going on Instagram. I'm doing videos like this. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We're going to fucking deliver. Let's go. We're going to sleep so good. And we ship it to all the wrong addresses. So remember before I was like I was like, yo, we did $1.5 million in 30 days, and tell 10, let's go. 0, all gone. Good night, Jim Kite. And I remember trying to blame the shipper and whatever. I did my thing, didn't work. And it was the biggest lesson I've ever learned was that there's always going to be a moment where you need to decide whether it's you or your customer. And so many times you lie to yourself and you think, this is for my customer. But deep down, you're a selfish motherfucker. And you think only about yourself. And that's what happened in our situation, where what we should have done, the lesson that we learned, was that I could have just sent an email when I knew that shit was going to hit the fan. But what would have happened, I would have had $1 million in refunds, at least, being conservative. That tops your $850, by the way, Canadian. And I would have lost my, not to get nerdy, my MER, my marketing efficiency ratio would have went to the drain, and I probably wouldn't have been able to keep the business going, because I would have had to refund all these people I paid to acquire. So is it a fuck up, or did I want it to happen? And that's why I asked the question earlier, was if you can go back and do it again, would you still do it? And I know that if I can go back, I would do it exactly the same way, unfortunately. And because sometimes you need to make those really big decisions. So anyways, fast forward, we go into 2020, business sentiment is terrible, everyone hates us, online at least. I'm getting bomb threats, like legit bomb threats. And people are threatening our life. They post my address to my house in the group. I'm like, holy shit, this is my roommate, we live together, and I'm like, dude, we gotta strap up, you never know what's gonna happen. It's funny, I'm not joking, guys, this is serious. And I'm like, you never know, so we're locking the door. I never lock the door anywhere I go, I apologize in advance. We're locking the door now, things are being put in place, because this is serious. I'm getting the police involved, they're getting photos of me on the street and shit, all over a blanket, okay? Fuck! Anyways, it actually did help our business a little bit because it forced us to grow. It did force us to take our shit seriously, right? A year before that, I'm working 6 a.m. till 5 o'clock, opening up my store, eating dinner from 5 to 6, trying to chill out a bit, and then 7 till 1 a.m. building Hush. That's life. That was my life. And then a year later, I'm dealing with 12,000 customers who hate my guts globally, creating a group, trying to conspire against me and destroy my life. That's pretty fast, you can't prepare for that shit, So I had to really grow very fast, and you really appreciate that opportunity to your forced growth. And then 2020 hits, and we're listen, we have a whiteboard, which I don't have a photo of. Oh, I fucking missed a good slide. Anyways, this is Aaron in November, Aaron in December, right? Okay. Fuck, that's what happens when you don't prepare. Right, this is, again, right? Aaron on Auto Trader looking at Ferraris, Aaron in mom's basement, okay? So, reality. Anyways, you learn, we have a whiteboard, and me and Leo, we're a $10 million business, still working out of, I rented a 1-bedroom because I didn't want to go anywhere, I don't know, it was a weird shit. But anyway, still working out of the condo, and $10 million business, 1 employee, Danielle, lover, still with us, and we're there's one thing we're not going to do this year. Can you guys guess what it is? We're not going to fuck people on Christmas. Can you guys guess what happened that Christmas? It wasn't 12,000 people. It was 21. It was horrible. COVID hit. We couldn't foresee the supply chain issues. We prepared in advance. YIF week, you're fucked. I ordered in my first order was in June. My second order was in August. My June order arrived February 27th. And this year I actually refunded people. So you can only imagine what that does to your P&L. Very tough conversation to have when you're in the midst of being acquired and you're trying to explain that you don't want the bomb threat and it's not worth it and it doesn't make sense and I've been through it. And you never really learn your lesson. And now you understand why people don't do pre-orders. Why do pre-orders? To make money. That's why you do pre-orders. That's the answer. And the lesson that I really learned was that if you're going to build community, which is the buzzword today because all of your ads suck ass, right? If you're going to build community, you actually need to build community and not customers. You really need to create a connection of authenticity, you know what I'm saying, and transparency with your customer. And it gets to the point now, we've got 250,000 customers, 185,000 of those are in Canada alone, and I know my best customers. I speak to them on a daily, not a daily, that's exaggerated. I speak to one or two a day, yeah, that's for sure. I do about 100 hours a month speaking to my best customers, and most people think that's a huge waste of time because of, I get the mathematics, I get it. But it actually helps build what you want to build, and it builds that true, authentic community. Now, if one of you guys go on one of my ads and talk shit, I've got 50 to 100 people at any second that will see that comment and give their thoughts, because they had a good experience, because they're part of who we are. And that's kind of our biggest lesson, was that without other people, you're shit. You need people to believe in you, to bet on you, to take their hard-earned dollars. And that's how we've been able to grow Hush. Like, people always ask me, how did you just took a weighted blanket and then repackaged it on Alibaba? And I'm like, no, bitch, we did it differently. We did it authentically. We built a premium product, and we cared about our customers. When they said they were sweating through areas I can't describe, I changed the product. When they said that they couldn't clean it, I created a zipper tech. When they said that their sheets suck, I made better sheets. When they said their bed breaks their back, and so other things break their back, I help them. Nasty people, whoever's laughing. Right? So that's the idea, is we learned through destroying our community how to actually build it. And that's my fuck up. Is there another slide? There's no more slides.
That was
I will say that Marsha was so nervous before I was coming on. She's like, Aaron, don't fuck this up. So I don't know. I'm never coming back. She's never bringing me back.
No, come on. This is your third time. He did a virtual event with us during COVID. That was amazing. Great story. And I love the tie-in to community. I'm super passionate about community as well. So yeah, I think we have time for a couple of questions. Let's do it. Right here.
I think I met a couple of people from that group. The Facebook group?
Wait, you're a part of that fucking group? That's pretty fucked. There was a meetup. There was a meetup in Toronto. Eventbrite, it was $10 a ticket. It's not funny, guys. It's fucking awful. Can you imagine? You bought a fucking blanket on the internet, and next thing you know, you're at a community event of...
Are there any couples yet from this community?
No, I got it removed. When you spend enough money on Facebook, they do shit for you. But yeah.
That event is happening in the other conference room.
What?
That event is happening in the other conference room.
Oh shit, now you're going crazy. Okay. Wait, do you have a question, or that was just making jokes? Okay. Anyone actually have a question?
I just want closure. Sorry.
You want closure?
Yeah, is that, like, what happened to
get in
those
line.
people? Do those trolls still exist? Like, what?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Are they finding you on, like, Twitter now that you closed down their Facebook group?
I'm not gonna lie, like, when we launch a product, we always underestimate. And even now, like, we were acquired in October, and a big part of the acquisition was that we'd get the money to buy enough inventory and we'd get the warehouse space to house it. And I bought enough sheets to kill a small bear, and we have people waiting 6 months for sheets now. So there's still haters. Yeah. To answer your question, yes, people still hate us. Yeah.
Thank you.
But those who get their product love it, enjoy it, and they buy it. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, you can't get rid of all the haters, right?
You need a little bit of sauce, or else there's no flavor in the dish. So,
Okay, let's do one more.
I don't know, someone have a mic? Oh. Right, so Shark Tank, we did Dragon's Den, which is the same shit. Dragon's Den is first, actually. Yeah. How does Shark Dragon's Den, we did in 2019, right off the cusp of our Kickstarter. Has anyone seen the episode? Raise your hand if you've seen our episode. Oh, okay, pretty cool. Yeah, we went on right after our Kickstarter, hot and mighty, ready to rock the world. We had an epic pitch. It really worked out. It was like the first time ever in 14 years at the time, 14 seasons, that an evaluation actually increased on television. That's never happened before. So there was a great sentiment. Something we do since day one is, because Lior, who was the other guy here, came across the idea while he was volunteering at a camp that supported kids with different needs. And since day one, we've been donating 1 of every 10 of everything we sell. And on that show was kind of like our first opportunity to tell people about it. Because I feel like nowadays, every pretend company pretends they have a social sustainability bullshit, but they don't. And we actually did. And we would shoot content and no one watched it. And then we launched it on the Den and it took off. And I think to date, I just got our CSR or whatever it's called. It was in the last 4 years, we donated $11 million worth of product, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Awesome.
But it was great. Yeah, it was 2019. It doubled our business overnight. If you haven't gone on Dragon's Den, figure it out. Get on. Yeah.
So we're going to end it right there. But if you didn't get a chance to ask your questions, as I mentioned, the speakers are sticking around, and you could chat to them in person and ask more questions as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Aaron, thank you so much. That was awesome.